Hello and welcome to another video with me, Rauchenwald. In today's eToro copy trading for beginners tutorial, we are going to focus on how to properly compare the performance of two different portfolios in just a couple of minutes to know which one is the right one to copy for you. However, before we get to that, as always, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way. Everything that I share in this video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions and make your own decisions. That said, if you've already watched my video explaining the best way to narrow down the list of suitable popular investors, which you can by the way find by clicking on the card up here, you already know how to properly filter the thousands of portfolios out there to only have a few promising popular investors left to copy. However, that list might still contain more people than you are actually able to copy, or a list of portfolios with a similar overall performance, and today's video is going to show you exactly how to make the best pick among those. For that purpose, I already set up some filters to narrow down the list to only 7 potential popular investors to copy. And among those 7, we can see the ones on spot 2 and 3 show roughly the same metrics with around 20% return over the last 12 months, a risk score of around 4 and a weekly drawdown of around 4%, making it hard to select the best among those two to copy. To objectively compare those two real quick and decide on the best fit, we now simply open up both portfolios next to each other and compare a few of the data points available to us there. Starting with their overall performance, we can see that while the search result shows around 20% for both of them for the last 12-month period, Finanzzyklen on the left side clearly has on average a higher return compared to the portfolio on the right, with the exception of 2020, during which the portfolio on the right with the username I cannot pronounce performed much better. Moving further down, we can take a quick look at the drawdowns of both portfolios on the left and the risk score development. And while Finanzzyklen so far offers apparently the better performance, his risk score and weekly and yearly historical drawdown is also on average a bit higher. Next, we get to an important section that shows us the number of trades the portfolio made, what they invested in and how often those trades have been profitable so far. In this case, both portfolios only have 200 to 300 trades so far, but the portfolio on the right has a slightly higher success rate, indicating that his strategy is able to identify opportunities better than Finanzzyklen does. On a side note, another thing to look out for here is what the portfolio invests in, to check if it also contains cryptocurrencies. Because if you have to report taxes on crypto in your country and you also hold crypto outside of eToro, this might cause you a huge pain in the ass with your yearly tax declarations, since if first in, first out applies in your country for your crypto holdings, you also would have to pick apart your eToro statement to properly capture all those crypto transactions. In other words, if your country requires you to pay taxes on crypto, you might want to find a portfolio that doesn't hold any crypto at all to copy instead of either of these two we're looking at right now. Anyways, moving on, based on the average success rate of trades, we have to wonder why Finanzzyklen's overall performance is better when he isn't right as often, and the answer to that lies in the next block of frequently traded assets, where we can see that while Finanzzyklen isn't right as often as our portfolio on the right, his winning trades are 2 to 3 times bigger than his losing trades, while on the right the winning trades are only slightly better than the losing trades. So while it appeared as if the portfolio on the right has an overall better trading strategy, we can clearly see that the risk-reward ratio of Finanzzyklen's trades is much better compared to the ones made by the portfolio on the right. At the bottom of the page we can find the almost last piece of the puzzle, and that is the number of trades per week and the average holding period that will give you an idea of how much activity to expect. In this case, both portfolios are quite similar, but if we would have two portfolios with similar returns that invest in stocks, and one of them has an average holding period shorter than 1 year, while the second one has an average holding period of 1 year or more, it's possible that the second one would actually offer you a much higher return if, for example, in your country there is something like a speculation tax for gains made on positions that you hold for less than a year. In that case, the portfolio that on average holds positions for more than a year would result in a similar profit before taxes, but actually more profit after taxes. But let's get back to comparing those two profiles that we're looking at right now. Based on what we've seen so far, the portfolio of Finanzzyklen would be the slightly better choice, but there is one last but very crucial thing to compare compare, and that is the chart for at least the last year. And if we look at that, we can see that Finanzzyklen had a great start in 2022, but has been moving sideways since his all-time high in the middle of April, while our portfolio on the right has overall bigger swings and also some sideways movements from April to the middle of August, but overall is moving upwards in a more consistent pattern. Based on all of this and considering that many of the metrics are relatively similar, I would personally go with the portfolio on the right, mostly because of the noticeable difference in the charts we looked at in the end, combined with the overall more than okay performance for the last couple of years for both portfolios. And that's pretty much it. With all of that, you should now know how to compare similar portfolios to each other relatively quickly and how to find the best one for you to copy. If you have any questions, you can obviously leave them in the comments down below or follow the link in the video description down below to check out my portfolio as Popular Investor on eToro and leave a comment on any of my recent posts there. Thanks for watching. See you in one of my other videos. Till then, bye bye.